Welcome back to Trading Hour. Well, let's now shift our focus to the microfinance sector. In a recent report, brokerage firm Investec said that the current cycle of Indian microfinance appears to be approaching its conclusion. It added that asset quality indicators have started showing improvement across various MFIs. They also expect the recovery to be gradual, leading to consolidation within the sector. To discuss more on this, we are joined by Alok Misra, CEO and Director, Microfinance Industry Network. Thank you so much, Mr. Misra, for joining us. First up, finally it appears as though some of the dark clouds are spreading. What's the on-ground trend as far as the MFI space is concerned? Has there been marked improvement as far as collections are concerned?
Thanks for having me here, and apologies for the bad throat, first of all. Well, I fully agree with what the report has read, but not what full part of the report. I think the dark clouds, I had spoken on this so for many times, and I have always said that these are not dark clouds. These are temporary blips which happen due to a host of circumstances and not due to only microfinance, which had happened. But yes, it is correct. If we look at the credit data, I am not talking about individual companies, but about the sector data. And the last data available to us is of February, while listed companies have also given data in public domain of March. From October onwards, it peaked the credit quality, whether you see in terms of 1 to 30 days or 30 to 90. It peaked in October. Since then, we are seeing a gradual reduction. We saw it in month of November, in December, in January, as well as in February. So yes, the credit quality is getting better. And the loans which are being disbursed currently are showing much better portfolio quality.
So, Mr. Misra, how much better is February, the data that we have, versus October, which was the worst in terms of asset quality?
Yeah, so I will tell you, if I take a measure of PAR 1 to 90 days, anything below NPA, in October it was 5.38%. In February, it has come to 4.65%. So that's, you can say, nearly 80 basis points reduction. And within that bracket, 1 to 30 days, 31 to 60 days, there are different measures. But overall, in 1 to 90 days, there has been a steady decline. And it is a gradual decline. And let me also tell you, because many times we forget that these numbers, if it would have been a normal year, these numbers would have looked completely different. What you're seeing as 4.7, that would have maybe looked at 3.5. This is because of what we call as the denominator impact. Because in the last year, that is 24-25, the disbursements have been slow. And as we know, that in March, the sector had a portfolio outstanding of 4,33,000 crores. But now when we are sitting in April, but I have the data for February, the sector shrunk by 15%. So when you take out the portfolio quality, any portfolio quality, number of loans which have overdue, say 1 to 30 days, you divide it by entire portfolio, the portfolio has not grown that much, or rather it has shrunk. So these numbers seem to be elevated. But in actually, if it would have been a normal year, they would have been even seen as much lower.
We get that point completely, Mr. Misra. Mr. Misra, the other significant problem that's been highlighted by industry, and especially by players with exposure to the state of Karnataka, has been the significant guardrails that have been imposed and also restrictions in terms of actual collection. So Karnataka, what is the on-ground situation? When do you see that improving? Will players, with higher exposure to Karnataka, wait for a longer period of time to actually see a bit of recovery?
Yeah. So first of all, Vivek, let me clarify that guardrails have nothing to do with Karnataka. They are pan-India.
Right.
And they were announced way back in November, and when the Karnataka thing started in January. Now coming to the Karnataka situation, while we saw a small uptick in the months of February, but now from March onwards, what the field reports I get, because see, one is the data which the institutions have reported. One of the large NBFC MFI, which has a significant presence in Karnataka, has already reported the data. Data is in public domain. It shows things are stabilizing, nothing to worry. And we also keep a tab on the field incidences and also have a close connect with the government. Things are smoothing out. We don't see any major hiccups. And I think Karnataka should be back to normal in next 1 to 2 months.
Mr. Misra, the recovery is, it's been gradual and it's not broad-based. There would still be players who are struggling. Some have improved, the performance has been better than others. In the coming year, in FY26, do you see consolidation opportunities, some M&As taking place?
Well, as in head of SRO and industry body, I would not like to comment on consolidation. I would leave it to the market forces. I can only say I don't see any policy imperative or any, you can say, the pressing factor in the domain of ecosystem, which is pressing towards mergers and acquisition. But if two companies decide to come together to bring the synergies together, it's the individual company's choice.
Mr. Misra, you briefly alluded to Guardrails 2.0 that has been put for the MFI space. FY26 onwards, how will that impact the industry? Do you see any concerns as far as growth is concerned? And also your view on over-leveraging by customers, that has been something that has been constantly flagged off by the regulator.
Yeah, I think, Vivek, give me some time. I've clarified one or two points here.
Sure.
One is that the guardrails, the first guardrail which was introduced in July, July and August last year, wherein we said that it should not be more than 4 microfinance lenders. And now from 1st April onwards, with a due notice of 4 months, we have reduced it to 3 lenders. And the results which we see is improved credit discipline. And it would be too early to say that the improved credit quality is a result of the guardrails. That I would not hazard to say so. But what we hear from the field that it is imposing discipline and the underwriting and the money supply becoming a little scarcer. So the credit quality is getting better. Discipline is returning back. So that's a good point. But on the side of over leveraging, I think in the last year, when your chips are down, when the credit quality went a little poorer compared to what microfinance generally has, there were a host of reasons beyond that, and we have elaborated on it in various forums, whether it was the heat wave or it was the stagnant rural wages, but everything was put as if the sector has over-indebted. But the real situation is that even if we have put a strict condition that not more than 4 microfinance lenders, the number of clients which have more than 4 microfinance lenders is only 3.2%. So that's not much. It will not have a major impact. And let me also say that now what we are witnessing a situation wherein all these borrowers are increasingly having retail overlap. So while retail, even if we do all the best from microfinance side, if some retail player comes and lends a retail loan, then the whole discipline goes down. Our space is shrinking. And that is why in our guardrails, we have also said a maximum cap of indebtedness to a borrower of 2 lakh rupees. That is in addition to the lender cap. And we have said that that 2 lakh will also include unsecured retail loans. So our space may be shrinking because of other players, and they might be over leveraging the client. But we are trying to emphasize on the discipline, even if it reduces the space for microfinance.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Misra, giving us a view on quite a whole host of details regarding the MFI space. We'll get you back on the channel soon. Well, we'll now take a short break. Up next, we'll discuss market fundamentals with Anirudh Garg of Investec PMS.